Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there. Set password, stater. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 4 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter division. The lessons we're going to cover today are divide by one digit numbers, estimate quotients, divisibility rules, word problems, divide numbers ending in zeros by multi-digit numbers. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I am on grade 4 math. The chapter we're on right now is division. Let's just start with the lesson that is divide by one digit number, estimate quotient. So let's just start with the lesson. A clothing store has 77 sweaters. If the store if the sweaters are stored in piles of 6, about how many piles should the store make? Choose the better estimate. So the total is 77. You need to store them in the pile of 6. So let's just divide 77 by 6. You need to estimate the answer also, right? We cannot divide 77 by 6. So we need to round off that 77 to 78 because 78 is divided by 6. So 78 divided by 6 equals 13. That is 78 divided by 6 equals 13. Let's just start with the test questions. A clothing store has 77 sweaters. If the sweaters are stored in piles of 6, about how many piles should the store make? That's the one we just did. We need to round off that 78 to 77 to 78 because we cannot divide 77 by 6, right? So 78 divided by 6 is 13. A chef needs to buy 53 potatoes. If each bag contains 7 potatoes, about how many bags should the chef buy? Choose the better estimate. So we need to divide 53 by 7, but 53 cannot be divided by 56. 53 cannot be divided by 7. Let's just look at the number that can be completely divided by 7, and that would be around 53. So that would be 56, because we can go for 7 times 8 is 56, right? So it would be rounded to 56. Option number 2 is the correct option. 8 it is. A truck driver has 607 to pay for bridge tolls. If the toll is $5 to cross the bridge, about how many times can the driver cross the bridge? So that is 607 divided by 5. That is 607 divided by 5. But we cannot divide 607 by 5. We need to round off 607. It would be rounded to 600. 600 divided by 5 is. That is 120. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 120. Lisa's floral shop needs to mail 698 checks to the bank. If they can put 9 checks in each envelope, about how many envelopes will the shop need to use? Choose the better estimate. So you need to divide 698 divided by 9, right? We need to round this 698, that can be easily divided by 9. So that would be rounded off to 720, right? So 9 times 8 is 72. The correct option is 80. Yes, option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. 80, it is option number 1 is the correct option. A jazz band wants to sell $993 worth of tickets. If each ticket costs $4, about how many tickets will the band have to sell to meet its goals? Choose the better estimate. So, which is the correct option? 993 divided by 4. So it would be rounded off to 1000, right? Because 993 is close to 1000. So then that would be 250. Option 1 is the correct option, not 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. That would be 250. A group of 99 people is going on a boat tour. If each boat holds 4 people, about how many boats will the group need? Choose the better estimate. That is 100 divided by 4. That is 25. Option number 1 is the correct option. 25 it is. A group of 193 students gets to go on a helicopter. If each helicopter holds 6 students, about how many helicopters should the group plan to use? Choose the better estimate. - 193 divided by 6. So it would be rounded to 180. And yes, 180 divided by 3 is 30. Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option. The library has 75 books. If each shelf can hold 6 books, about how many shelves will the library need to hold all of its book? 75 divided by 6. That would be 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. 13? Oh, not 6 times 7 is not 72. It would be rounded to 78. So that would be 13. A football team has $948 to spend on hats for their fans. Each hat costs $9. About how many hats can the team buy? So, which is the correct option? That would be 100. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. That is divisibility rules. Let's just start with the lesson. Is 5085 divisible by 9? So we need to use the divisibility rule. We're not going to divide, we are going to simply use the divisibility rule. The divisibility rule for 9 is the sum of the digits must be divided by 9. So just add all the digits. So 5 plus 0 plus 8 plus 5 makes 18. So 18 is divisible by 9, right? That means the number is divisible by 9. Let's just start with the test questions. Is 57,153 divisible by 9? So let's just digits and see if the sum of all the digits is divided by 9. 5 plus 7 plus 1 plus 5 plus 3. 5f plus 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 7, 21. 21 is divisible by 9, no. So that means the number is not divisible by 9. The correct option is no. The correct option is no. The number is not divisible by 9. Is 5154 divisible by 2? So we need to apply the divisibility rule for 2. That is very easy. If the ones digit is either 0 and 8, the number is divisible by. So here the ones digit is 4. It is divisible by 2. The correct option is yes, it is. The correct option is yes, it is divisible by 2. Is 395,931 divisible by 5? The ones digit is either 0 and 5, right? So the number is not divisible by 5. The correct option is no. The number is not divisible by 5. Is 47,886 divisible by 6? So the divisibility rule for 6 is if the number is divisible by 2 and is divisible by 3, the number is divisible by 6. So the number is divisible by 2, right? 47,886 is divisible by 2 because the ones digit is divisible by 2. Now let's just add all the numbers because the divisibility test for 3 is the sum of the digits must be divisible by 3. So the sum of the digits is 33. 33 is divisible by 3. So the number is divisible by 2 and is divisible by 3. That means the number is divisible by 6. Got it? Option number 1 is the correct option. Yes, it is divisible by 6. Is 921,960 divisible by 10? The correct option is yes, it is divisible by 10. Option 1 is the correct option. Is 4,28 4,028,395 divisible by 3? So let's just look at the sum of the all the digits. So sum of all the digits is 428,395. That is 31, and 31 is not divisible by 3, right? So that means that no, the number is not divisible by 3. The correct option is no. Is 490,000 4,090,159 divisible by 9? So let's just add all the digits, right? Because that divisibility rule for 9 is the sum of the digits must be divisible by 9. That would be the sum of the digits is 28, and 28 is not divisible by 9. So the correct option is the correct option is no. Is 3,934 divisible by 2? Yes, it is divisible by 2. Okay, complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Divisibility rules word problems. Let's just start with the test questions. A company has 82 employees. The same number of employees work on each shift. How many shifts could the company have? So you are given two of the numbers 5 and 2. You have to look for the number that can divide 82. So the correct option is 2 because 82 is divisible by 2. A daycare center has 65 children. Each teacher has the same number of children. How many children could each teacher at the center have? The correct option is option number 1 because 65 is divisible by 5. So option number 1 is the correct option. A dish company needs to ship an order of 55 glass bowls. The company will put the bowls into several boxes. Each box must contain the same number of bowls. How many boxes could the company use for the order? Option number 1 it is that is 5 because 55 is divisible by 5. At the company picnic 65 employees will participate in a relay race. Each team must have the same size. How many team could the company from form of the relay race? So which is the correct option? Very good. 5 it is option number 1 is the correct option. Maggie is arranging dolls on a shelf at a toy store. She has 45 dolls to arrange. She needs to put the same number of dolls on each shelf and she needs to use all the dolls. How many shelves could Maggie use for the dolls? Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 5. Gina wants to arrange 15 roses into vases. How many roses could she put in each vase without having any leftover roses? Option number 2 is the correct option. 5 it is. A teacher is preparing a test. She wants to put the same number of questions on each page. If the test will have 76 questions, how many pages could the teacher put on each page? The correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 4 math. Chapter we are working on is division. The lessons we have covered today are divide by one digit numbers, estimate quotients, divisibility rule word problems, divide numbers ending in zeros by multi-digit numbers. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework on next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all if you have any. Any questions you can please ask if you have any.